Hey guys, what's up? I'm coming to you with a special edition. We're going to break from our Fearless series. We're right in the middle of this Fearless thing that we just started. But I want to give you an update because this week I've had the just awesome blessing to have one of my friends, Steve, who I met last year, who is homeless and bikes all around the country spreading the good news. And it's pretty amazing. Pedal bikes all around the country, not just motorbike, like pedal bikes. It's pretty amazing. And he's all the way here in Wisconsin from Georgia. He's just biked a ton. And really what I want to do is I want to give him a chance to share his story with you. But not only to share his story, to even just, we get into these great conversations where we just talk about spiritual stuff. I'm hoping we can capture a little bit of that on camera and that you can hear some of Steve's heart. So here he is.
Hi, I'm Steve, and I just hope that everything that I say and do glorifies God, but I know a lot of times it doesn't, but we're all just human, and that's no excuse to sin. There's a difference between knowing you're a sinner and thinking it's right to sin. That's a big difference. And I was born again in 1983, and I messed up a little bit here and there, but the Lord got me right. And 6 years ago I started traveling on a bicycle and telling people about Jesus, and I have kind of a unique approach. What I do is I ride and I stop places, and when people come up and say, "What do you do?" and I tell them what I'm doing. I'm out witnessing for Jesus. Do you want to hear about Jesus? Because there's a lot of people that believe that all you have to do is be able to pronounce Jesus' name and go to church and you'll be just wonderful. You'll be in heaven with God. But if you look at the Bible, you'll know that that's just not true. Because what it says is that you have to believe that Jesus died for you, and you also have to believe enough to do what Jesus said. And what he said to do was the commandments. He said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. And he said, if you do that, you fulfill the commandments. That's all he told us to do. Okay, but there's a catch to that, because what it is you have to serve Jesus Christ by doing what Jesus did. And people all the time saying, well, what would Jesus do? There's stickers and everything. Well, what did he do? What does the Word of God say that he did? He loved everybody. He had compassion for everybody. And he didn't discriminate against anybody. And he also knew that the sinners were the ones that needed the help. And I hear all the time, well, I don't go talk to those people, drug addicts and alcoholics. And I was one of the worst drug addicts, alcoholics you ever seen. And one day I took a bunch of pills and I didn't want to live anymore. And the Lord told me, he came to me in a voice, audibly. And a lot of people don't believe that, but he did. And he said, now or never. And I knew what that meant. I didn't ask. I knew that I needed to get on my knees and ask Jesus Christ to save me. And when I woke up like 3 days later, I had such a desire to know about Jesus. And I had already had a so-called experience. I had satisfied my peers, my foster parents, by going to church and being baptized. Take a bath in church, Didn't mean anything. But when I was really saved, I knew I was really saved. And it took a long time for me to quit a lot of the bad things that I did before. It's not that God doesn't forgive and doesn't take them away. It's a matter of whether or not we're strong enough at the time to continue where the Lord wants to take us, because He'll lead us where He wants us to be, but there's a catch to that too. You have to go. You can't just say, well, Lord, you just turn everything around and I'll just be real happy if you take all this from me. No, you have to do something too. You have to commit to the Lord and you have to change your life. You're born again, but you have to let your spirit be God's spirit. And that's pretty much all I know. I go all over the country and I get accepted some places, I get rejected other places. But you know what? The more right you do for God, the more people will think it's wrong. Because Jesus said, if we serve Him, we will be persecuted. And believe me, you will be persecuted. But the only difference is you probably won't be put to death in this country for it. You may be stoned by some drunk, or shot by some drunk or something, but that'd be okay. You'll be in heaven with Jesus. And that'd be great. But anyway, that's really all I got. God bless y'all.